Good morning, guys. It's a rainy day today. Hey, we're getting ready for Chapter 9 of Monster Street, The Boy Who Cried Werewolf. Chapter 9 is called House of the Beast. Max's eyes adjusted, and he saw that the threatening shape was not a monster at all, but a dilapidated old shack. The stone chimney was half missing, and patches of the roof were covered in vines. And the windows, those grimy, dark windows that might as well have been black mirrors into another dimension, looked straight out of the legend of Sleepy Hollow. That's another kind of a scary book. Suddenly, a light flickered on the inside of the shack. Max and Jade quickly hid behind a cluster of gnarled roots, coiling out of the ground. Max could see the silhouette of someone or something moving inside. The stranger wore a wide-brimmed hat and looked larger than a normal person. "That must be the hermit of the eastern forest," Jade said, pointing to the window where their man stood. "The who?" "My dad said he left Wolf County years ago, and he was one of the hunters in the hunting party, the one who killed the beast. I've only heard stories about him, but..." Just then, Max thought he saw the hermit's silhouette begin to twist and turn. The man's movements grew more violent, and it looked like something was trying to claw its way out of him. Then the light went out, and the shack grew dark again. "We should get out of here," Max urged. "But we have to find Petunia," Jade reminded him. "We're already too far into the forest," Max said. "We could come back tomorrow during the day to look for her. But you and I need to get out of the woods now." Jade looked at the shack again. "The paw prints led right to it," she said. "I have to look inside to see if she's in there." Max tried to discourage her, but Jade was already running toward it. He followed her after her, trying to keep up. When they arrived at the side of the shack, they pressed their backs up against the outer wall beneath the window of the room where Max had seen the hermit contorting. Jade tried to peek inside one of the windows, but even up close, it was too dark to see anything. "I don't want to turn on my flashlight. It's too bright. Can you hold up your lantern?" she asked. Max slowly lifted his light to the window, and the two of them stood on their tiptoes, trying to get a better look. But before their eyes had time to fully adjust, they both froze in fear. Something stared back at them from the other side of the window. Something big and furry, with razor-sharp fangs and bloodthirsty eyes. "Woof!" they cried at the same time. Max fell backward in fright, and dropping the lantern, the glass shattered. The flame extinguished. All went dark. "Run!" shouted Jane. "The hermit's a werewolf!" Max cried out. The two of them sprinted back into the forest. Skeleton-fingered branches scratched their faces. Max thought he could feel the beast breathe on the back of his neck and hear its trailing right behind him. "Faster!" he shouted to Jade. "Back across the bridge, over the falling logs. Faster!" panting. "Faster!" But as Max climbed back through the barbed wire fence, his red hoodie caught on the piranha teeth. "No, no, no!" he cried, trying to free himself. He glanced back into the woods and thought he could hear the ravenous sounds of the beast drawing nearer and nearer. Was it all an imagination? Jade turned back to help Max. She reached for the barbed wire and pushed him out of his hoodie, and he tumbled to the ground. "You run toward your grandparents' cabin, and I'll run towards my house," she yelled. "Maybe we can throw off the scent." "I have to get my father's hoodie before..." "There's no time," Jade urged. "You don't understand. Gramps said it would protect me." Max challenged her, no longer thinking the hoodie a silly precaution. "A lot of good it's doing you," Jade called back. Max didn't say anything. Jade looked at him for a moment and then finally commanded, "Just go! I'll shine my flashlight from my window to let you know I'm safe." Max tore through the ghostly field. Up ahead he saw the shape of his grandparents' cabin and wondered if he would make it in there alive. His heartbeat and breath quickened. He sensed that at any moment his legs could be ripped out from beneath him, or fangs could tear into his shoulder. But before he knew it, he was back in his bedroom, safe and sound. Immediately, he looked out the window toward Jade's house. A thin beam of light waved back and forth through the darkness of her upstairs bedroom like a faint lightsaber. "She's okay," he thought. "We're safe now." But he would soon find out he would never be safe in Wolf County. And when he looked through the telescope to the barbed wire fence, his red hoodie was no longer there. Wow, guys, I wonder what's going to happen in Chapter 10. I'll see you in Chapter 10. Bye-bye, guys.